Okay, so my favorites of 2010 that are typically more high-end, like at department stores such as Macy's or even a lot of Sephora things. These items that I chose were items that to me were favorites that I was happy that I shelled out the money. Now I have other brands and items that are from the department store that I do use, but I feel like I had other items that I could substitute, like drugstore items for those. But these ones, like, there wasn't items that I found at the drugstore that were like dupes of it or that like compared to it. So I decided to show these to you. Now, as I mentioned in my drugstore 2010 favorites, I had a lot more drugstore favorites than I did department store and high-end because I love the fact that I can find things that are great quality at lower cost. And so when I show you guys these items, like these were the things that like I totally didn't regret like splurging on, or like I was really thankful that I gave these things a try. So I'll just kind of get right into it. It's not in any like particular order as far as like my love level meter of it. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this item. I know there we go. So it was by Too Faced and it is called Candlelight. Actually, it says Absolutely Invisible Candlelight. And what it is it's a highlighter. And I'll show you, it's just like, wait, let me take the plastic thing out, It is a goldy powder. Oh, look, you can even, wow, my computer camera actually picked up the flex. How awesome is that? But it's just like a champagne-y gold. Here it is on my finger, if you can see that. And it's a highlight, and what I liked about it is exactly like how it kind of says, it is somewhat like invisible, but yet it just like, it's so smooth and it's so buttery, and I really like this. I had like other highlighter products that were from the drugstore, but I felt like texture wise this one surpassed them, and it's just one of those items where when you put it on your skin, like you don't necessarily like see it like looking up close in the mirror, but yet when you're like in living color and you are walking and the light hits you, then other people like notice. And like almost every time that like I wore this and I would just kind of highlight like right through here, I would be like out, you know, grocery shopping, whatever, and people would ask me like, oh, I like that like little bit of shimmer, what is that? And I would tell them it was this. So I think this was worth the money, and there's so much product in here, and because I use it for just such a little area, this is gonna last me like seriously forever. So if you like take the amount of time that I'm gonna be using that thing and you divided the amount of money that I spent, that was a good purchase. Another item that I loved, and now I didn't purchase this item, I used what is it, VIB points, or like, I don't know, it's kind of like frequent buyer points that you rack up at Sephora. And I used 100 of my points and I got a bunch of these, and it's the Boeing and the Eye Bright by Benefit, I believe. And so I really liked this pink part, which is a highlighter, and I used it more than the other side. And it's just like almost like a porcelain pink. If you can see it, it's right here on this finger. And I really like this, and I used it for like brightening my eye area. And I would do it like over my concealer. Like I would conceal first and like do my eye makeup and stuff. In fact, sometimes I wouldn't even like do it originally in the morning. I would just throw this little bad boy in my purse, and then like, you know, like towards the late afternoon when you're starting to look kind of weathered, then I would like boing, and I would just like kick it up a notch and brighten my eye area. So it's like an instant catnap. So I liked that, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to buy it. I think I used like 300 points and I got 3 of them. So I was stoked about that. This next item, Michelle 1218, she actually made such an impression on me that I went and got a large size of this. I had like a tiny one before in one of like their eye kits that I had bought from Bare Essentials, and I tried it, but I didn't think it was like that great. And then she was talking about it's the Well Rested. It's like a yellow, almost like kind of like a concealer powder, and it's great for under the eye. And I gave it another try. I went to Sephora and I went during like a 20% off thingy, and I got this. And you know what, Michelle, you're right. This thing is amazing, and you know it's so cute because she's always sharing about how people, you know, give her a lot of compliments and like ask her why why it's so nice and bright over there. And I like this. You know what's funny is like I didn't realize I like so much under the eye brightening things, but I do. So anyhow, I'll go on next to like bronzer and the blush. So bronzers, I found a lot of good drugstore bronzers, but these two bronzers I really did love in 2010. So I loved my NARS, and this is the Laguna bronzer that everyone adores, and so I'll just jump in that line and tell you like this is a stinking awesome bronzer. I like it because it's not like too like chunky like glitter. It's just there is a gold like glimmer in it. I don't know if my camera will pick that one up. Yeah, kind of, but it's not like you know, like particles of glitter. It's just like a nice sheen, and I just think that this brown is like nowhere near orange on like the color spectrum. It's just like a true brown, and that's why I like it a lot. And now this is a limited bronzer. Like that one you can get at Sephora, you can get it online, you know, whatever, but this was a limited item from MAC, and the reason why it's in the box is because this is my backup. Now I fell in love with this bronzer. It's called Getaway Bronze, and it was from their, oh, you're gonna have to comment below. I forget the name of the Beachy collection that they did this year, but it was part of the Beachy collection, whatever that was called. And I fell in love with this bronzer, and I went back and I got another one because I knew that it would be something that I would like, I don't know, I would miss once I got like to pan of my first one. So this is my backup, but I think I dove into it like a couple times when I couldn't find my like original one, and it's so pretty. I'll swatch it for you on my finger, but that doesn't do it justice. It is just, I can't express like how beautiful this is. And for me, like if I'm gonna like splurge and I'm gonna pay like that department price, like I'm hoping I'm gonna love whatever it is that I bought, because it's not like when you go to the drugstore and you give something a try and it's like 99 cents or like $2, and then heck, if you don't like it, like it's not like you're, you know, $30, $17 like in the hole. So I'm really glad that I liked that. And then another kind of like cheek area item that I loved, and this was like the one blush that stood out to me. I didn't get Stereo Rose. The whole world, or at least half the world, got Stereo Rose. I didn't. And I know everybody loves that, and I would probably love it too if I got it, but this was the blush that I did get from MAC that stood out to me. It is limited edition. It's from that Venomous Villains collection, and it is a beauty powder in Briar Rose, but it was such a pigmented beauty powder that you could use it as a blush, and I do use it as a blush. So it looks like that, and it's just a very like doll-like pink, and this one is a lot more matte than my drugstore favorite, which is called Living Doll, and it's a lot more matte, as I mentioned, and I love this. I'll swatch it for you. It almost has like a mauve undertone. Do you see it there? Oh, I don't want to waste her. I'm just going to put it on my cheek because Lord knows I paid a lot more than a few dollars for that blush. And so yeah, I did love that. And I will go on to something that I loved this year was like these paint pots, and using them as the MAC paint pots, using them as eye primers. Now this is kind of like the high-end version of the NYX Jumbo pencils that I love. I do love using like colored bases like under my eyes. In fact, I use the NYX colored base under my eyes I'm wearing right now. This is that that Josie Moran palette that I hauled in my Sephora sale video. But I use the NYX base, and I'm rambling. But anyhow, high-end version, I was loving the MAC paint pots. They're very creamy. This one has a champagne undertone. You can see it. It's called Bare Study. And remember I was mentioning in my champagne video or something, like I was the last one in the world to get soft ochre, which I think I was. But so far, like, I am really loving soft ochre. And so it is just like a more flesh toned paint pot. I'll use this like when I do like a very neutral look and I don't really need a colored base. So love it. Another thing that I love, oh, I'm really excited to share this one with you. Okay, so I typically buy most of my foundations, powders, yada 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 from the drugstore, just because straight up department store foundations and things are like $35 and up. Like, some people pay like $45 for their foundation, and I cannot do it unless like I love it. And so what I did was I really wanted to try the Laura Mercier like mineral foundation. It's a powder, and I seen this at Sephora, and it was available there when I had that 20% off deal. So it came with like a sample size of the Laura Mercier mineral powder, and my color was in natural beige, and it has an SPF of 15, and just looks like that. And holy schmaboli, like, I am so happy I bought this like trial, I guess, bag of her products. Laura Mercier nailed, and I mean like hammer to the plank, like nailed mineral powder. I have used like tons of different kind of mineral powders, all the way from like the Bare Essential mineral powders to like Avon to like Maybelline drugstore stuff, and everything that I have tried just like next to this one. Like, I think Laura Mercier makes the hands down best mineral powder ever. If you've tried this and then you've tried something else and found that that was better than this, then I mean, by all means, let me know below. But if you love this, then holler, because I holler right back at you. This was so creamy, so smooth. I have, you know, like discoloration in certain areas of my skin, like post acne marks and stuff. And even on days like when I like didn't take the time to conceal or whatever, this would just cover everything and go on flawless. I mean, it came with a bunch of other goodies. The one that stood out the most to me was this Candlelight. It's a mineral illuminating powder, and she is lovely and was very good to me in 2010. So basically, I have a lot more left in this. Pretty much am out like hammering, trying to get like the last fleck of mineral powder out of this. I am repurchasing this, and I'm purchasing the full-sized one because it is like one of my favorite things that I purchased this year besides this next item. So this next item I know is like just crazy, but I loved my Urban Decay Naked palette, and I think this was like one of my best purchases because it is just phenomenal. And I went like on a weekend stay somewhere, and I just took this and like eyeliner and mascara, and I was good to go. And I know it's hard to find these. I have mentioned that I have bought I had bought another one, and I'm gonna do it for a future giveaway. I just don't know what like the whole, you know, thing about it, like what I'm gonna do, but I want to do something like really good and really fun, and this is gonna be the prize. So stay tuned for that. Something that's more accessible that was another 2010 favorite to me was by Too Faced, and it's their Natural Eye. And I know that it's hard to get the Urban Decay one, but if you can find the Too Faced one, this is great as well. And I reach for this a lot. I think you can get it at Sephora. I'm not sure if you can get it at Macy's, but I know Sephora has it. Probably Ulta. I don't have an Ulta over here where I live, but I think Ulta has this. And so that was great. And that's pretty much the things that I loved, that I was happy that I splurged. If I had to mention one lip thing, it would be the MAC Cream Sheen lipstick that was part of the Venomous Villains in Innocence Beware. And it was like a nude colored lip, and this was the first nude color lipstick that like I ever did actually like love. Now I use the Airy Fairy. I think it's by Remo, and it's like $3, so I don't really reach for this anymore. But if I had to pick one lip, it would have probably been this one. So I hope you enjoyed, and I don't know, like, share with me if there are department store things that you think I should give a try in 2011. Take care, loves. Talk to you later. Bye.